world. My name is Ilse, and from AnaAkun, I welcome you all to this new meeting. Today we have Patries van Elsen, a soul full of light. Patries is a visual artist, writer, and spiritual coach. Here a little bit about her history. Deeply connected to the elements of the earth and the Mother Earth soul, she has been traveling over the world for 30 years to do light work in power places, especially for this time of transition to unconditional love and Christ consciousness. She has been in a conscious contact with alien guides since the latest 90s and has been a member of the contact groups since 2002. She has participated in 3 international light workers expeditions to the areas of Paititi, deep in the jungle of Madre Dios in Peru. And in the last one, in 2018, she had a physical contact with masters of the White Brotherhood of the Earth. You can read all that in her beautiful book, Paititi, The Magical Way of the Heart. A spiritual voyage to the discovery to the legendary golden city of the Incas, the new Shambhala in South America. Welcome, Patries. Thank you very much for this cooperation and your contribution always for the benefits of awakening of consciousness. Hi.
Wow, thank you so much for the invitation, Ilse. I'm very happy to be here today, and I can't wait to hear your questions.
There we go with your first question. Your book that you wrote, Paititi, yes. The Magical Way of the Heart. What's a beautiful title. A spiritual voyage of the discovery to the legendary golden city of the Incas, the new Shambhala in South America. What is Paititi? What is the Shambhala?
Well, that's a very good question. The Shambhala is what they call the inner earth cities of the White Brotherhood. And who are the White Brotherhood? In principle, like thousands of years ago, a big spaceship came to the Gobi Desert with 32 masters of light, 32 lovingful extraterrestrials who came to the planet to support humanity in these times of transition and evolution. So you can imagine that they are in this period now very active to guide people, to support people. And they do have an inner city in the Gobi Desert. And many people call it like a crystal city. And their crystal city is now connected with many crystal cities in the world. For example, in Manchester, you have the inner city that's called Telos. And in Peru, you have the inner city that's called Paititi. And so those cities are all connected to each other by tunnels and by high vibration. And they can easily do all kind of bilocation. So those spirits can be in different places. And what's very special is that they invited also humans, like we know from the history, like Jesus, Maria Magdalena, Merlin, the Lady of the Lake from Glastonbury, spirits who cleaned all their karma, or they how you call it in English, they finished their cycle of karma. They are free to go back into heaven, or they are free to stay on planet Earth to guide humanity and people. And quite a few spirit states. So that's why you always can connect with Maria Magdalena and Yeshua and others, because they're very present in this White Brotherhood. So it's a whole community. And the special thing about them is that they shine a bright white light. And they have very high vibration, and they kind of live more in the 4th, 5th, and higher dimensions. So that's very special. And they're on this time of our evolution, those years now, they are very active because we are in a process of opening up our mind, opening out our consciousness, or Christ consciousness, our higher consciousness and love, which is about unconditional love. And they support us because because we need a lot of support. If you see all the mistakes and all the chaos that's still on the planet,
Absolutely.
all the diseases, the world, you know, we really need some guidance. So they're very active at the moment to help people, who invite them, to give them advice, to give them courage to do whatever they have to do in their path of light on the planet. And what's very interesting, that's confirmed by many spiritual people like Drunvalo Melchizedek, is that originally the feminine energy on planet Earth was living or active in the Gobi Desert and Tibet. But since quite a few years, more or less the end of the 90s, this energy moved to Peru, to the Andes. So in the Andes right now is a very high feminine energy. And it's interesting that Cusco, which was being always the center of the Inca kingdom, is actually called a belly button. So that's where it's connected with how you call it, the womb of the universe. And many people say it's always been like that, but it's not like that. It's moved actually, this cord from Tibet to Peru. So now Peru, that's the prophecy, now Peru is the belly button of our planet, where the new cosmic energies are coming in and very strongly by Mother Earth are coming out. And that's why there's so much people attracted to Peru, and that's why this city, Paititi, and the solar disk, which is there, the central solar disk, is calling a lot of people. It's calling attention. So it appears in dreams or meditations of people from all over the world, and that's really very interesting.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I would like to ask you, what are the sun disks and where are they located? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the sun disks are, let me see, in the end of Lemurian times, which was about 26,000 years ago, the Lemurian people, they were very advanced in their knowledge, in their love. They were able to do bilocation, they were telepathic, they could do all kinds of things that we are still not awakening to, we just don't remember it. But they were very advanced in their knowledge and their love. And they could foresee that Lemuria would have, how you call it, would fall down, you know, there will be how you call it, a backward into their evolution. So they would fall back and would forget. And they knew that, so they made a backup. Okay. And the backup are those 13 golden solar discs. And you can see it like, you know, like a disc from a computer. They made those discs and they placed them on sacred sites where the energy is very high. So the energy, when would get higher, it would activate those discs, especially if people, by humanity, would activate it. It would give them information about the transition of the planet and her relation in the universe. Okay. So they made this backup and they placed them all over the world. And the central disc, you can see it like there are 12 discs and there's one in the middle, the 13. And that's very important to understand because the numbers are important. It's also, you see it in many history stories or legends, that you have King Arthur and the 12 knights. You have Jesus and the 12 apostles. You have from the Mayas, you have this prophecy about the 13 crystal skulls. And that's also a backup. It's quite similar. It's also the 13th is in the center and the 12 are around. And they make some kind of grid. So it's very important if you're working with 12 solar discs on the planet, you're actually connecting with this sacred geometry of the number 12. So that's happening. And where are they? I have a look. It's better I just name it in the book. I show you the book. This
yeah,
book.
let's see the book to everybody. Beautiful. Paititi, the magical path of the heart.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon.
Everybody can order it. Everybody can order it through Amazon, no?
If you type it on Google, you will find it by Amazon. There it is. Okay, the 13 locations of the Golden Sun Disk. The first one is in the Gobi Desert in Mongolia. The second one is in England, Glastonbury, very special place. The third one is in Spain, Montserrat, where the Black Madonna is. Number 4 is in the Great Pyramid of Cheops in Egypt. Number 5 is in Cambodia, the Temple of Aknor, Aknor Wat. Number 6 is Talampaya in Argentina. Number 7 is in Brazil, Parauna. Number 8 is in Mexico, the Valley of the Seven Lights. Number 9 is in Uruguay, Arequipa. Number 10 is very known, Mount Shasta in the United States. People see their ships coming out all the time. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of information about their inner city on the internet. Then we have Colombia as number 11. Sierra Nevada, the Santa Marta. That's where the Kogis are. And the Kogis is indigenous people who say that's their mission to take care of the heart of planet Earth. Really beautiful people. And then number 12, Honduras, La Mosquita, with the Ciudad Blanca, the white city. And then we have number 13 in Peru, Paititi. It's in the jungle, very profound, in the jungle of Madre Dios, which is also, Madre Dios means mother God, the God mother. So that's really nice. This sacred temple or sacred city is in this energy of the sacred mother. So those are the 13. And I know that some groups, they work with other locations. It's not, you know, if you work with other locations, it's okay. The most important is that you work with the number 12. And those cities that I just named are confirmed by over loads of thousands of people, and they all work with it. And you can imagine if everybody focus on the same places, because they're all power places on the energy grid on the planet, like they're all ley lines on the planet, energy lines. They cross, and when they cross, you have a higher energy. That's why there's always a temple or a church or a pyramid or anything, and those are very logical. The places of creation, of love, because the energy supports to manifest the vision that somebody has. So the energy works helps to open those gates of love and creation. So if you really want to connect with new time and new forms of creation, so we are actually our creator of our planet, of our paradise on planet Earth. You really have to contact with those energy spots, and the spots of the solar disk are imprinted with the knowledge to do that. So yeah, it's very good to try it.
It's lovely. It's really lovely. Yeah, they always say that what you create, what you believe, and where you just concentrate on.
We are more and more aware of that magic, because we have this solar system, but our whole solar system is making these movements, and it's coming into the same area like 26,000 years ago. Then with the end of Lemuria, we had the opportunity to make this jump to the original time in the universe, the real time, you can call it. That's the original energy of birth. If you can connect with that, everything, all your cells, everything into yourself, into your body, into your DNA, but also in your outer world, gets in this original vibration of pure love and will be whole, will be like the paradise. So it's all there, it's still there, but it's our concentration, our love, and our commitment to go for it. And we're living now in a very difficult time. Many people have to stay at home while this disease is going on the planet. The vibrations are going higher. The heavy vibrations are going more, and the dense vibrations are very intense. There's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of fear, but also the vibrations of light go up. So there's a lot of illumination in people. They remember who they are, they remember their mission, they remember their ability to create. So, and I think those heavy forces is pushing up us to take our responsibility and to choose for light. It's not like you're meditating and waiting, light will pop up. No, you really have to believe that love is in the now, that you're whole and creation, peace, everything, flow, abundance, it's there. But you have to believe it. And that believing that's the difficult thing, because there's always but this, but that, So that's one part of being a spiritual warrior, is to really believe in your dreams and really believe in love, abundance, peace, because that's the way it manifests in the now. And that's our challenge at this point.
That's a little bit the message also, no? That the really believe, because there's always a percentage of confusion and say, should it be? Is it possible? And that's again where you always you have to believe and feel it 100% that it is possible and that it's there, and then you can have this connection. No?
Yes, exactly like that. That's Ilse. No, it's not easy, because many people, they cannot maintain it in the now. The thing is, you have to really maintain the energy in the present time, in the now. It's not like I want world peace tomorrow, because then you're always pushing it, in front of you. You have to irradiate love. You have to irradiate peace, the higher frequencies. And that's the difficult one, because we're still connected to this three-dimensional world. We actually passed in 2012 in the fourth dimension, but we're still connected to the third. And we're opening up now to the fifth dimension. But we really have to choose for abundance, for unconditional love, and that will open up this higher consciousness, where this duality, which goes up, will, it will overraise in some kind of way. The duality, you will see it will be there, and you won't be attached to it, and it will fall apart, or you'll step in another time. And that's the challenge we all have on the planet right now.
Yeah, and the prosperity, we just have to believe in it. And it's the world, the universe always looks for this.
The balance, No, logical. No, you're totally right, Ilse. It's like that. Our lessons, that's why it's such a heavy time with, with everything was going on the planet. Now with the diseases, people are really scared. And then the news on the television, it's really very heavy. And so everybody gets confused. And if you're not into this I call it this cloud of fear, maybe your neighbors or your family is, and and if you sit next to them, it's like they put a cloud over you. So it's really to be a warrior, to stay in your light and to believe, that they don't suck you into this this cloud of fear, which is on this time really around the planet, with all those fears and all the troubles there are, and there are no flights, and the people don't feel free. They all have to stay home. So it's a challenge. I also want to say to all the people who have to stay home, this is a great time for reflection. to go inside in silence, to feel your heart, your love, and to reflect your life and to feel where do you really choose for? What's your mission? What's your goal? What's your focus? It's a perfect time for that.
Absolutely.
Let's use it.
Perfect time. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect time. It's the perfect time to do that.
Yeah, it's really a job. And that's why you have to be a warrior, because to see all those fears of yourself, but also all the errors of humanity is quite, it's quite confronting. If you see all the plastic in the ocean, all the dirt, we see all the waste which is everywhere on the planet, you can't say, oh, my neighbor did it, because we're all responsible. We're all connected, so we're responsible for our sisters and our brothers. It's humanity, and you're part of humanity. So it's really time to, you can't just close your eyes and say, no, I'm vegetarian and I pray, so I don't have to do anything. No, you have to really take a responsibility and to speak out, because that's grounding. And then if you're really grounded and connected to Mother Earth, you take care of her. And that's the only way that you can make the step into the new time, because you have to be grounded. It's no use to be all the time with angels and, far out and not responsible in your own life. So it's very important to be grounded in this time, and also spiritual. It's the deeper you go, the higher you go. It's all connected. And you have to do it in balance. That's our challenge.
Why is that really important? What you told us about the discs.
Well, I already said something about it. I can tell you a little bit more. If those discs, so 12, are all connected and vibrating their high vibration of creational energy and love, they will expand the consciousness of our planet. It's like they're opening up portals in the universe and multi-universe, and they will connect with this real time, the original moment of birth, you can say, of the planet, the original time of our living system. And because in some, you can see it like we're living in some kind of alternative time, because long ago, this is what the extraterrestrials told us, our planet was destined to be destroyed. And there was this alternative loop made in time that he won't destroy. And now we're on this point that we can connect again with this real time, and we can make this jump. And those portals of the solar disk connect with this time, so that we can make, as humanity, this jump, this decision to step into it. It's up to us. And it has to do with a number of people, like a critical mass. And I think it's not even so much. There are many people writing about it. Some people say it's 144,000 people in a high vibration is enough to make this shift. I don't know what the number is, but maybe it doesn't, one drop will be enough to, to fall over the border of a glass. So everybody has to do her or his best to get the vibration high and to have the confidence that we will be with enough to make this evolutionary jump. Yeah.
Possible. Okay,
so
thank you so much.
That's how I feel it.
I would like to know something about your expeditions.
I tell you, because the interesting thing is, well, they're in detail in the book. I will tell you a few things. Is that in 2004, I started receiving very clear messages from extraterrestrial guides about that that I was expected to be in Paititi in August 2005 for doing an activation, a location. Look for the location of the central solar disk in Paititi. And I was really like, or what is this about? I don't know. And I started looking it up, talking with friends about it, because I kept on receiving those messages and seeing them. And I learned about from others that there was a solar disk in Peru. And it had been a long time in Cusco. And when the invasion was there with the Spanish people, they brought it to this twin city, what I call it, of Cusco, which is called Paititi. So there was this legend that there was really a Paititi, and had been a solar disk in Cusco, and it was brought into this jungle to be protected by the Pacuparos, they call it, and they're like the White Brotherhoods, you know, they're like taking care of this sacred object because it was so important. So when I had all this information, I talked about it with my spiritual friends by internet, by chat. And one of my friends from Mexico, Yadira, said, oh, that's really very interesting because I have friends in Peru who actually are organizing an expedition to this mysterious place called Paititi. And I said, can't be. And she said, yes, they're going August 2005. So it was all confirmed. And she helped me translating my letters because in that time I didn't speak a word of Spanish. She helped me with my Spanish to translate the messages that I received, especially from guides from Venus. And we sent them to the people who were in charge of this expedition. It was initiated by Sixto Paz Wealth, which is also a contactee with extraterrestrials in Peru. And he also had received this calling to go to this magical place. And it was very interesting because many people all over the world received messages to go to Paititi in August 2005. So there was forming this group of 14 people. And I was invited. So it was really magical. And the calling was very strong because I felt my whole body. Yeah, it was like bringing me already to there. You know, it was like my body really was going, and it all manifested, and it was so beautiful to see all the support we had from all over the world, from people supporting this spiritual activation that we're going to do. First, we did 5 days of an international meeting with all kind of people from all over the world connected to Rama, which is a contactee group. And we meditated 5 days with fasting and meditating day and night to prepare us. And they supported us. Everybody supported the 14 was going to Paititi after it. So there was really loads of support. It was really very nice. Yeah, that's how it started. So that was the first expedition. And I can tell you it's not easy to do because you have to walk like 2 weeks at least, but you never know. So we were bringing like 3 weeks of food. Well, imagine if you have a party in a weekend for 14 people and you have to do some shopping. It's really a lot of shopping. So if you have to bring, if you have to bring that for 3 weeks,
yes,
that's really a lot of food. So we had, you know, brown rice, how you call it, all kind of pasta, all kind of things. But it was really very heavy. I think it was like 22 kilos was my backpack, and the man had something like 30 kilo, I think, because it also had the tents. It had all kind of equipment, ropes, because you never know. Oh, everything. So it was really very heavy. And we walked miles. Some days we walked like 8 hours. And the thing is, it's very hot in the jungle. And the only way to move through the jungle is by the river. So you go from beach to beach, you cross the river. So you're actually wet all the time. Your shoes are wet, your socks are wet. So your feet are a little bit like they've been hours in a hot tub. So they get really, you know, starting falling apart. So it was really a hard job.
And I can imagine it's dangerous also, isn't it?
It can be very dangerous. The thing is, if you have a high vibration and you feel your love, you are in love with nature, with the jungle, and no animal will attack you. And we were so activated and we were so convinced about our mission of love and light, and we felt so much guidance of the extraterrestrial guides and the White Brotherhood that, you know, we didn't feel fear at any point, but we did see crocodiles and we did see snakes and we did see all kind of animals. And at night there were jaguar prints next to the tent. So, you know, they passed the tent to see what's happening, who's there, if there's something to eat or whatever, I don't know. But there was nothing. And we even felt very guided. For example, in the second time we went, in 2010, we found stones on special places, like saying you have to go that direction. And we had two guides, indigenous guides from the Machagenga with us. And they said, oh, there are no conectados, people who have never been in touch with humanity, walking like half a day ahead of us. And they said, well, if they don't like you, they have those little piles, those little, how you call it, arrows, and they can blow, and there is poison, and you can die. And they told about there had been an expedition, it was a big group, who entered the same jungle, all with guns and everything to defend them for whatever evil could get out of the jungle. And half the group was killed by those no conectados because they felt their fear. But we felt that they were guiding us, and actually, you know, for me, they feel very much like the living beings from the jungle, from Madre Dios, from the Mother God's jungle. And I felt that they were guiding us to the place where we had to go, which was the center of Paititi. And the more you go into it, into her heart, the higher the vibration of love, everything starts radiating more light. So also the butterflies are enormous big. The leaves of the trees are extremely bright. You're really entering, like, you know, a magical world, and you feel all those light beings around you, like elves and dwarves and all the nature spirits, and you feel that you're really entering a very special place, and that's Paititi. Yeah, and the thing is, when we were actually in the heart of Paititi, where we did all the spiritual work, and we did the activation of the solar disc, and we connected to the other 12, etc., it's such a beautiful energy that it's hard to go back. Okay. And they told us before, if you go there, you know, you really have to be aware that you have to go back, because it's so peaceful and the energy is so special that you feel like you want to stay. It's like it has a very, you know, the energy of paradise. That's what you feel. So it's a very special place. Very special. Yeah.
It goes further than just see it. You really feel it. It's part of you. It let me think a little bit. It let me think a bit of the same experience that people have when they have these almost die experiences. When they go away, and they connect really with their soul, when they go away out of their physical body, and then, you know, it let me think about the same, it's a little bit the same experience, no?
I think it's very interesting what you're saying, because if you go in higher dimensions of higher frequencies, you're kind of not, you know, it's like your body gets in a very high vibration, so you get a totally different perception of it. And it's also in like when I had the physical contact with the White Brotherhood, it was very strange, because it was not all the time physical, or because I was being fasting, I was meditating, you know, and because of all the physical walking, you let go at one point all your physical pain and all the physical thoughts, so you get really in a very high, clean vibration. And I felt that they are coming down more to the fifth, and well, I don't know if I go to the fourth or to the fifth, but I'm trying to get up as far as I can, and there's some kind of meeting point. And what I saw, because when I saw them, they were there physical, and then they were there, like, it was like shifting all the time. like physical, non-physical, physical, non-physical. It was
Okay,
very
yeah.
strange, very strange. And that's, I personally, I feel it's because they are coming down in their vibration to be able to have a physical contact with us. And we are trying to go up in their vibration to meet on some kind of level.
Okay.
That I can feel what you're saying, because in this higher level, it's like being in another dimension, like being in, yeah, what you could say, the dimension that you pass or where you are when you're dead. And actually, in this dimension where the White Brotherhood is, are, for example, people who ended their cycle of incarnation, like Merlin, Yeshua, Maria Magdalena. They are also there because they decided to stay there, but they are actually dead, but their spirit is living, and they're still there in some kind of way. So it's a very interesting question. Yeah, it's a very strange sensation. And the funny thing was, when they touched me, they put they put their hands on my chest, like they gave me some kind of imprint. But the thing was, I really had to put my legs like this, because it was, you know, they were like pushing me.
Wow.
It was physical. It was physical. So that was really very crazy. And they gave me some kind of energy print, which you can read in the last chapter of the book. It's really totally detailed, because you have to read the whole story. But it was amazing. It was amazing. And they actually did this imprint, and the message was very simple, but it was like an energy package they put inside of me, and it's still packing out. It's like, you know, I need time to be aware what was the message of all this. But it was very simple. It was very much about what we're talking about your heart, and that you carry everything in your heart, your love. And if you connect with that, you connect with the knowledge, the consciousness of everything, because it's all connected with the heart and the whole universe. So if you really are aware of your love and you connect it in your heart, you open up this Christ consciousness, this Christ energy, or Buddha energy, however you will call it, and it has the knowledge of everything in itself. So you will know everything about the universe, you will know everything about the history, because it's all into your heart. That was mainly the information they gave to me, and they told me to spread the word, to tell it the other ones, and to spread the energy. So that's what I'm more or less doing by giving workshops and talks and conferences and all kinds of things, and writing the book. The book is an energy transmission. I felt like the book, you know, I wrote it because I felt it's a part of my mission to give this information to others, because if you read it, it's like you are making the journey. It's like you are having this this fantastic trip into the jungle, and you have the experience what I'm writing about. So it brings you, yeah, gives you all kind of inspiration to connect with your deeper self, your higher consciousness, or whatever you will call it for this time. Yeah.
Wow,
So
very interesting.
So I did 3 expeditions to Paititi, and I really feel like we did what we had to do. Yeah, it was so guided. There was so much confirmation, and we like in the last journey. They put the photo in the book. There was a mothership supporting us, and we could take a photo from it. It was like a big cigar, and it was incredible. Really incredible. And then the first journey also, there we could see a ship. Not always we can see them, but we feel their presence very much. Yeah.
That's interesting, if you feel the presence also. But yeah, it's that's why I always say also, everything is inside us. They always say, don't look outside, don't go and search it outside, because everybody go and look outside. They always look for help outside, and it's all inside us. All power is just inside of
Definitely.
of the soul.
Yeah, definitely, Ilse. It's like that. Yeah, you're saying it perfectly.
Yes, Patrice. Well, we almost come on the end of our beautiful interview. Do you have any special message for the listeners from AnaAkun?
Wow, well, I would say whatever you feel in your heart, what you feel really with your heart, your dreams, no matter how strange or how weird your dreams, if you really feel with love in your heart, go for it, do it. It's the best thing you ever can do. Everything is possible. There is so much magic in the world supported by love. So if you feel it in your heart that you have to start a dance studio, or you feel like you have to change your job or whatever, if you feel it by your heart, it's always supported by the universe. So go for it. Whatever you feel, go for it. I would say that especially in this time with a lot of confusion, a lot of fear and a lot of misinformation. The only good information is in your heart, and whatever people say, you know the best for yourself and you feel it in your heart. That's my message. And it's also in the book, The Magical Path of the Heart, Paititi. Get it? Maybe if you have any questions, mail me. You can find me on my website, www.patricevanelsen.nl, or you just look for Google Patries van Elsen. You're very, very welcome to send me any information or ask me any question.
We will do also a video with questions and answers also. So people can put all their commentaries, or if they have questions, down, and then I will pick out all the most important questions and we will do a video over it. It was really a pleasure. I expect all the listeners in the next interview or conversation, and loads of light for everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ilse. Thank you. Bye-bye to everybody. Bye.